So the current version of WordPress has a really cool feature in it called Image Compare, and I want to give a demo on how we're going to use Image Compare so I can see your image in its raw state without any edits, and then after you've created your edits. So this is going to assume that you at this point know how to create a new page for your assignment, and I'm going to designate that you give me certain images in before and after format, so you don't have to do this with everything. I think that would be a little bit cruel, but I'm going to just make sure that we do it with some of it so I can see your before and afters. So we're in WordPress, and you have these kind of add block icons, these symbols that are plus icon, and up here as well. I'm going to select this one up in the top left corner, and I'm going to scroll down to where I see the header media. And in media, one of the first ones you see here is called Image Compare, and it shows a what is kind of a preview or example image of a slider. So if I select that, it's going to give me a block in my page for uploading a before and after image. Now, what this is going to assume is that you have that before and after image, and I want to make sure that we have that in a specific way. All right. Now, we've learned how to web size our images, and we've ended with web size image. So I'm going to show you this image size. We did was 768. It was, again, remember that preset here of 768, 1366 by 768 at 72 pixels per inch. Now, I'm going to need, though, to determine and find that original image and resize it to that same dimension. So, you have this JPEG in a file organization under Web JPEG. Now, one of the ways to easily find that on a Mac is if you do Reveal in Finder. I just right-clicked on this tab up here where the file name is. But you should also be able to navigate to this folder at this point. Now, what I'm going to do is duplicate this as another file and underscore that as after. So that's an after file. You can right click in a Mac and go to what's called duplicate, or you can in Photoshop go to File, Save As, and just save a separate file as underscore after. Okay, so however you want to do that, make sure you create that separate file. It's just to help you organize, but if you didn't do that after, that's all right. You could just use this JPEG as well. Now, we need to create a before, and this is before any edits were applied. So we're going to go back to our raw image here and find what is file 1742. So this 1742 I'm going to open up in Photoshop. As before, this was a raw image, so it opened up in Camera Raw, but we're going to open it up again into Photoshop. And instead of going through any edits and resizing for print, we're going to go straight to resizing for web. All right, so I'm going to go File, Save As. So I'm going to save in that format first where I want my output to be. I'm going to call that before. All right, and I'm going to save it there as a JPEG. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and replace because I had already made that. I'm going to maximize its quality. And so now I have this before image, but it's still far too large. So I'm going to go to Image, Image Size, and I'm going to resize this to the same dimensions. All right. Notice it's unsaved, so if I Command S or hit File, Save, it saves it there. Now if I reveal in Finder, you'll see that I have a before, and after, all right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my image compare, image before and after, and you can just drag and drop these in here. So this before, I can drag to there, and my after, I can drag to here. These are both web-sized, and it's going to give me a preview of before and after, before and after. Now make sure you publish. Mine is already published, so I'm going to assume that it says publish on your end here. I'm going to update that, and I'm going to preview so I can see what it looks like on my website. And it looks like how I want it to see. If I wanted to visit my site and see what the public sees up here, right? Then I have my before and after. Alright, so that's going to help me give you a little bit of feedback on some of your images, so I can give you some technical suggestions and things of that nature. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions, of course, don't hesitate to ask.